What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this beautiful Monday evening? We're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode here of the AZ Sports Fan. Appreciate you guys for coming through. If you guys have not yet already, definitely do me a huge favor. Definitely smack that like button and subscribe if this is your first time here. Welcome in all the people on the Twitter world. Welcome in everybody in the Facebook world. And of course, welcome in everybody from the YouTube world. Appreciate you guys for stopping in. Today, what we're going to talk about is obviously the Arizona Cardinals. And, I think we all came to a moment where we're all kind of sitting around and I don't know if we've kind of accepted what it is at this what this off season is, but I think we've kind of came to a point where I think a lot of fans are stopping refreshing the Twitter pages, that they're stopping refreshing the Instagram pages at this very moment, because I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be making a move anytime soon. And even if they do, I believe it's going to be somebody like Jeff Gladney. And I don't think, this is no disrespect to Jeff Gladney at all. I honestly do think that the signing of Jeff Gladney is going to be hopefully something promising. Now, if I sit here right now, I hope the Arizona Cardinals are not thinking he's going to be a starter, but maybe more of a depth guy. If somebody ends up going down, maybe we can definitely use him in his services in the cornerback position. But that has been really the only acquisition that's been worth noting, because everybody else has been re-signs from the 2021 season. And I just still can't believe we're here in this situation right now. I can't believe it. Like, I'm absolutely baffled at this very moment right now that the Arizona Cardinals are in this state, being that we have Kyler Murray in a rookie year and we didn't make moves to improve what he can do this coming next season. Now, if you guys didn't already read the title, we are going to be talking about Kyler Murray today. Obviously, one of the biggest talking points in this offseason being that Kyler Murray, wants to get paid. I think that's where it all stems out from, right? Kyler Murray wants to get paid. His sports agent wants Kyler Murray to get paid, because if he gets paid, and I mean, if Kyler Murray gets paid, then sports agent also gets paid at the same time. So here's the whole situation of, everything that's currently going on, free agency, um, or lack thereof of free agency. And obviously Kyler Murray, and the big topic that's currently going on is, I know that there was not a deadline, but there was something written out there. And I was trying to find this everywhere in the Twitter world. I was trying to find this everywhere, but I heard somewhere out there that the sports agent wants the Arizona Cardinals to commit to Kyler Murray before the NFL draft. Now, if you would have told me this, at the beginning of March, I would be like, okay, cool. The Arizona Cardinals has time. We're good. Let's worry about free agency. Let's think about what the 2022 roster is going to look like, and then we can look about extending Kyler Murray. Nope. What the Arizona Cardinals decided to do was extend Cliff Kingsbury and extend Steve Keim. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Cliff Kingsbury didn't deserve it. Whatever. I'm kind of off that soapbox right now. He's going to be our head coach going into the 2022 season, and I hope he's got good success, because obviously his success means the Arizona Cardinals' success. But to do it at that time, along with Steve Keim, was just a weird timing to do, especially because Kyler Murray wants to get paid, right? I think one of the biggest things out here is saying that Kyler Murray, right? He wants to get paid, and I don't know if he's going to sit out. I'm not sure if you guys are worried that Kyler Murray is going to sit out, but to me personally, I don't think his sports agent and himself went through all this trouble, went through all this drama, if Kyler Murray was not going to sit out if he didn't get paid. Now, free agency has happened. The Arizona Cardinals didn't do anything. Obviously, we all know that right now. We're all pretty beefed up about what's going on right now. But I think one of the biggest things that's a little underrated, that's currently happening, not currently happening, but has happened during the whole, free agency frenzy, is the fact that Kyler Murray's sports agent Eric Burkhart, which was the guy who released that big novel, which was super small, fine print that we weren't able to see. We had to get a magnifying glass to end up seeing this novel that he ended up dropping on Twitter. But he also posted this. Now, this was during free agency here. Now, this was a report, or this was a tweet that Ian Rappaport ended up putting out. And he says, next step for the hashtag Raiders will be to extend quarterback Derek Carr. Devontae Adams came to Las Vegas knowing his quarterback will be here for the long term. And Eric Burkhart, which is going to be Kyler Murray's, sports agent, says this. Wait, so you're telling me teams with already paid quarterbacks can also pay the highest paid wide receiver, 2 highly paid defensive ends, 1 highest paid offensive tackle, highly paid tight end, well-paid running backs, and then also re-up their quarterback as one of the highest paid. It's a choice to try to win or not. Hashtag commitment. Now, this right here, this screams to me that there maybe not the whole talks of communication between Kyler Murray and the front office is a little scarce to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little scary to be living in this world right now. And I think if you ask all 50 of you in here right now in this chat, do you want Kyler Murray on this roster next year? I could honestly say 90% to 95% of you that's in this chat are going to say yes, do everything you possibly can to sign Kyler Murray back next year. The best quarterback we've had since Kurt Warner, since when we had Carson Palmer, right? Nobody wants to relive the days of Max Hall. Nobody wants to relive the days of Derek Anderson, John Skelton, Ryan Lindley. Nobody wants to relive those days. And instead of the Arizona Cardinals signing their franchise quarterback and making him happy, the Arizona Cardinals decided to commit 5 years to Steve Keim and 5 years to Cliff Kingsbury. Now, this tweet that I ended up, posting up here, a little earlier, and I'll post it up right here for the new people that's coming through. This was on March 17th, ladies and gentlemen. This was 4 days ago that Eric Burkhart, the sports agent of Kyler Murray, posted this. Now, to me, it's a little concerning because we heard Michael Bidwell on his, one of his interviews on, 98.7 FM, which is the local radio station here in Phoenix, Arizona. He told us a lot of things that so far has not come to play. He has told us that we were going to be aggressive this free agency. Have not been aggressive at all. Didn't check that box. We were told that Kyler Murray was in talks. Kyler Murray and, they're thinking about it, right? But right, they're talking about it. They want to explore it, but they're aiming towards the summer to pay Kyler Murray. Now, there was something that came out, and I couldn't find it for the life of me, and I apologize, but something came out, and I forgot who said it was, but there was a subtle deadline for the Arizona Cardinals, and it wasn't in the summer. That was going to be by the draft. They want to know if the Arizona Cardinals are committed to said Kyler Murray. And I just don't get why this offseason is going the way that it's going right now. We are not in a rebuild mode. We're a team that went 11-6. Now, granted, yes, we crashed and burned towards the end of the season. I'm fully aware of that. I was there. I lived it as much as you guys lived it. But we're not a team that is in rebuild mode at this very moment. We should be a team that should be aggressive, like Michael Bidwell said. And we're just not that right now. And I just don't get what strategic plan we're coming up with right now, that we're looking at our roster and saying this roster right now is going to compete with the roster of the 2021 season. I can't sit here with the straight face right now and tell you guys that. Because yes, we lost big pieces. Christian Kirk, Chandler Jones, Chase Edmonds. And if the plan for Steve Keim is to really go out here and bargain hunt with whoever's left in free agency. Wow. I don't understand the philosophy and what is going on with this Arizona Cardinal team. Now, if we're trying to put all our eggs in the basket in the draft, oh my goodness, that's another hole that we're gonna, I don't want to go down. We know Steve Keim's track record in drafting. We know it. We've seen it. My comfortability of this Arizona Cardinal team right now is it's not very confident. Let me just put it at that. Not very confident. Not only are we lost key players, but we're not making any changes to make it better. The aggressive side of it all has been thrown out the window, and it seemed like we're just doing a whole different plan. And that to me is absolutely nerve-wracking. Absolutely nerve-wracking. I don't know what's going on here or what Kyler Murray is going to decide to do if we don't pay him before the draft. But I think Arizona Cardinal fans, if I'm going to be completely 100% honest with you right now, I think we're in for more drama before it gets better. There's going to be a storm before the calm. Let me just tell you that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Because yes, we can, in the very first round, get a wide receiver. I think one of the top wide receivers can possibly fall to the Arizona Cardinals, or maybe a top cornerback if that's the route you want to go, or maybe even a top offensive lineman. Yes, those things can happen for the Arizona Cardinals, but are we going to be able to pick the best player available that's going to be able to help the Arizona Cardinals this year in the 2022 season? And right now, I'm having a very, very, very hard time believing that Steve Keim is going to be able to get the job done. Yes, he got an extension. Yippee for him. But did he deserve that extension? No, I don't think he did. I think Cliff Kingsbury deserved it a lot better than Steve Keim deserved it. And you all know how I feel about Cliff Kingsbury. It is just a weird situation right now. Kyler Murray has put everything back on his Instagram. And I remember, I remember when I posted this video and I was like, hey, should we panic, ladies and gentlemen? He scrubbed out his Instagram. And everybody's like, don't worry, Mike, what are you talking about? There's no big deal. It's Instagram. Why are we worried about Instagram? Because let me tell you one thing here, ladies and gentlemen. There is a man named Eric Burkhart. This man right here, and this is Kyler Murray's sports agent. And he is telling him probably most likely how to run this whole situation to try to get a contract extension. And that's what Kyler Murray wants to do. Kyler Murray doesn't want to play for what, $6-7 million a year, average, give or take a million here or there. He doesn't want to play for that. He wants to play for Josh Allen type of money. He wants to play for the, maybe not Patrick Mahomes, but Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. He wants to get paid that much money. And whether you believe Kyler Murray deserves that contract extension or not, let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. If we are sitting with Colt McCoy, or however you want to call him, Goat McCoy for the season, we are not going to have a very good season without Kyler Murray. I know there's a lot of people questioning his leadership. There's a lot of people questioning Kyler Murray's ability to not sulk in the corner. I understand that. I'm right there with you. I have eyes too. I'm seeing it, what you guys see. But I can't sit here and say Kyler Murray does not. I can't sit here and say that not having Kyler Murray on this team is a good route for the Arizona Cardinals to take. Because yet it would be another first-round pick that has not worked out for Steve Keim. And what did we end up doing? We ended up rewarding him for the 5-year extension. Absolutely insane. Now we could still very well pay Kyler Murray in the summer. Yeah, oh yeah, that's Michael Bidwell's plan, right? We could pay him in the summer. That's what he's targeting at. The summer is what we're looking for. Red Sea, don't worry about it. We might have talks back and forth already going on. So they say. But there's absolutely no reason to me right now that Eric Burkhart's actually saying these things about Kyler Murray if they are in actual good talks at this very moment. Put it in perspective here, ladies and gentlemen. We're being told one thing and we're getting fed lies and lies and lies from this front office. And we're just taking it. We're taking it because we're holding hope. We're holding hope that Michael Bidwell wants to win. Now, Michael Bidwell might be better than Mr. Bidwell, Bill Bidwell, in terms of wanting to have a winning culture. Probably. We've seen some success under Michael Bidwell, right? Yeah, we'll give him that. But have we won a Super Bowl? You sit here and tell me right now, if you are comfortable with how we ended last season or how these last 3 seasons ended, cool. Okay, awesome. But have we won a Super Bowl? How are we trusting an organization that has been in Arizona, that has been, over 80 plus years and has never won a Super Bowl? Not a championship, ladies and gentlemen, a Super Bowl. Since the moment they've been here in Phoenix, Arizona, since 88, we went to the playoffs, 5, 6 times? Yeah, and a good majority of that was with Steve Keim and Michael Bidwell. So, yeah, we'll give them kudos to that. But I just cannot fathom to understand how there's fans out there still trying to spend their money and send their, season tickets on the Arizona Cardinals. I don't get it. I don't understand it. We need to demand better from this organization. Now, if you haven't been born and raised in Arizona, then honestly, you probably are not feeling what I'm feeling. And that's completely fine. We all fan differently. I'm different than you. You're different than I am. If you're fine with, 11-6 because we went from a 5 to an 8 to 11 win team, then that's cool. I understand it and I respect it. But to me, you can't sit here and say Kyler Murray does not deserve to get paid as much as Cliff Kingsbury. If you're going to sit here and say Cliff Kingsbury should have got paid before Kyler, we can't have a conversation. Because Kyler Murray is all that. We need to demand better. Straight up. We need to. Now, you're probably going to ask, Mike, well, what are we going to do with the billionaire, right? Well, what are we going to do with the multi-billionaire that has the Arizona Cardinals owned? Everything goes through him. He's got a buddy and Steve Keim. What are we to do? You affect his money. That is what you do. But that's a whole different plan for a whole nother situation. You got to be coordinated like a mofo to actually do something like that. And I'm not going to be coordinating that stuff. But we need to figure something out here, ladies and gentlemen. I think the days of accepting mediocrity should be over. It should. Now, am I wrong for trying to kick Cliff Kingsbury off 3 years in? Probably. Yeah, I probably could admit. Yeah, possibly. He got us 5, 8, 11 wins. Cool. Awesome. Okay, I'm wrong. Coming back to the 4th. But why give the man an extension? Is absolutely baffling to me. Absolutely baffling to me. Why sign Cliff in Keim before Kyler? It sends a bad message. And if you don't believe it does, it does, ladies and gentlemen. It does not look good. And you can't sit here and tell me that his sports agent is not telling Kyler Murray right now, look what you're seeing in the Arizona Cardinals. This was done in March 17, and they are still disgruntled about Kyler Murray not getting paid. This man right here. the way things were handled, or not were, I guess were, could have been, yeah, because past tense, yeah, it happened already. It shouldn't have happened. And I do see my guy here, Desert, saying because it didn't go against the cap, well, then you shouldn't have done it. Regardless of no cap or no cap, they weren't going anywhere. They are still under contract. They are not going anywhere. Kyler Murray should have been the first person to get paid and then let everything else follow suit. Because then you don't have this guy whispering in his ear. Right here, Mr. Eric Burkhart, sports agent of Kyler Murray. This Arizona Cardinal organization, man, they just do things completely weird. Completely and utterly weird. Yes, I understand it's not against the cap. Then what's the rush? Then what is the rush? Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim should have had a conversation with Michael Bidwell and say, okay, we're going to pay you. We'll pay you. No worries. We'll pay you. Just give me some time. Let me go ahead and pay Kyler Murray first. It's just a bad look, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bad, bad look. And I do think that there might be more drama than we actually think that's happening. This coming draft that's going to happen, it's weird to me. It's weird that we're not making moves. It's weird. Are we setting up for a rebuild? Are we setting up to ship Kyler Murray off somewhere? I hope not. I hope not. But please keep in mind with what Steve Keim said about Josh Rosen when he was on the panel. Yes, Josh Rosen is our quarterback right now. And although there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, it's going to happen, it's not going to happen, Kyler Murray's not going to get picked up, we're going to ride with Josh Rosen, Steve Keim said it. What ended up happening? Boom. Josh Rosen gets a second-round pick, surprisingly. Thank you, Miami Dolphins. And then Kyler Murray gets picked up first overall. Everything is just weird. Weird right now. I don't think any fan is asking for big-time signs. I don't think we are. Obviously, there's nobody out there really right to get the big-time signs anymore. I don't think we're asking for that. We're asking, make moves, Steve Keim. What are you doing? How are we supposed to, get in the NFC West, right? That's the next step. Are we right now better than the Rams? That's the question. Whether you look at the wins or the losses and the gains of the Rams compared to the Arizona Cardinals, are we better than the Los Angeles Rams right now? Roster for roster, they have a Super Bowl last year compared to the Arizona Cardinals crashing and burning. Are we better than the Los Angeles Rams right now? Because that should be the next step in the Arizona Cardinals' eyes right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we're better than the Rams. And it hurts for me to say because they're an LA team. We're not better than the Rams. We have yet to prove that we can beat the Rams in a consistent basis. We have yet to prove that we can beat the Panthers, even when they're in rebuild mode. Even when they took off a quarterback like Cam Newton, who hasn't played in weeks, and he comes up and making us look the way we looked. We haven't proved that we can beat the Lions that's been rebuilding for 4 or 5 years. I love this organization. I love the Arizona Cardinals because they are in Arizona. And my loyalty will always be to the Arizona Cardinals. Not going anywhere. So I think it's hilarious that there's a lot of fans are saying, oh my God, you talk this, you talk that. Why are you even a Cardinal fan? Goodbye, bye. Because the reason why is because right now we're sitting in March 21st, a random Monday, and we're spending time talking about the Arizona freaking Cardinals. That's why I'm a fan, because I care. I might not care to the way you like me to care, Maybe I care a little too much, and then that might be possible. But this Arizona Cardinal team is not better than the Los Angeles Rams right now. They're not. And that should have been our next step. What can we do to make sure that we beat the Los Angeles Rams? Maybe not sweep them, but beat them and be very, very competitive in the second game. What can we do? And we have yet to address anything in free agency, ladies and gentlemen. Anything in free agency. Let's get my guy John here. John says the Rams are head, shoulders, waist, ankles better than us. The Arizona Cardinals didn't play football wild card round. They played sling the. They embarrassed us. Kyler was given zero help at all. Facts, John. Absolute and utter facts. When every team got better, the Arizona Cardinals regressed. And it's kind of one of those situations where I get it. Like, I understand, we are here as fans. Whether you say, hey, I'm being dramatic, Mike, it's not going to happen. Kyler Murray's going to get signed, and everything you talked about was utter waste of time. Okay, cool. No worries. But to me, the way that this is pointing out, the way this is all laying out, Steve Keim not making any moves. Why? We were an 11-6 team. I'm sorry. 11-6 team last year. Right? Next step should be Super Bowl, correct? Next step should be the division, correct? Why aren't we making moves? And why is Eric Burkhart, the sports agent of Kyler Murray, posting things on Twitter like this 4 freaking days ago, ladies and gentlemen? 4. This tells me that 4 days ago, in March 17, whether you believe Steve Keim or you believe Michael Bidwell saying that we're in talks with Kyler Murray, if you believe him, I don't. I don't believe him until I see it, until I see the breaking news happens that Kyler Murray has been given the extension that he wants, and we don't have to worry about the training camp, sit-outs, the mini camp, the OTAs, all that stuff that happens before the season. I don't believe this front office at all. Just do it. Like that Shia LaBeouf, do it. Just do it. That's what I'm saying. Just do it. What are we waiting for? For your own timeline this summer because you feel like this is the best route for you? No, you have a quarterback that you went back-to-back quarterbacks. You got him in the very first round, first overall. If he wants to get paid, I do think that if you look at the record, I think if you look at what he has accomplished, I do think that he should be paid. And that 4 days before I am streaming this video, Mr. Eric Burkhart isn't putting stuff like this on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, if nothing happens, good. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. But this man right here should have been paid before Cliff Kingsbury. He should have been paid before Steve Keim. Steve Keim didn't do nothing. He did nothing to deserve that 5-year extension. Cliff Kingsbury, cool. Okay, whatever. 5 years, I don't know. I wouldn't have touched 5 years with a 6-foot pole. Both of them would have been an absolute prove-it deal for me. Both of them would have been in an absolute prove-it year for me right now. Cliff Kingsbury would have been like, make sure you can show me that you do not crash and burn every single season. And I would have said, Cliff and Steve Keim, you show me that you can go ahead and get a first-round pick that's going to be an absolute superstar because you've swung, and you missed. Kyler Murray right now seems to be the only real one that can be in a superstar level. I'm not going to put him in a superstar level myself. I'm going to say a star level. Moment he gets to a superstar is the moment you get us the Super Bowl. That's when I say you're a superstar. But star level, I'm completely 100% comfortable saying Kyler Murray has that it factor. Let me give a big shout out to my guy Free Matter for the Blind coming up with a super chat here. Says we don't negotiate with terrorists. Love it. I was just kidding. Appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so very much for the $2 donation. Let's get my guy Desert here. Desert, what's up, Desert? He says, I'm not ready to give up hope yet. It's just not gonna be an instant satisfactory this year. We won free agency last year. I'd rather win a Lombardi trophy than have another one and done playoff performance. I agree with you. 110%. But do you really think that not adding free agents to help out this Arizona Cardinal roster won't help us? And I think I might have read that wrong. Sorry, the way I read it, and like I said, I could be reading wrong. It's possible. Legit, adding free agents. And here's the thing. A lot of fans, although we had our eyes, we had our dreams on the big stars, we had it, right? We had the stars in our eyes. We know, right? No fan realistically thought that we were going to get Allen Robinson. We thought it was going to be a cool play if Steve Keim was going to be able to do that. But realistically, I don't think any fan out there was holding hope and holding their breath for Allen Robinson. We were just holding hope for, let's fill in the needs that we have. In the needs that we have, it's edge rusher, a defensive lineman that's going to be able to stop the darn run, a cornerback number 1 or 2, however you feel Byron Murphy's going to be able to play this coming year. He's probably going to be in the slot. Wide receiver number 2 still has yet to be addressed. Is our plan? I'm worried. I don't want to sign big-time free agents because they get hurt. Is that the plan here? We're looking into the draft. We're going to pick every single pick that we have is going to be a superstar, and they're going to be an automatic starter for this Arizona Cardinal team? Nah. This is Cliff King. This is Steve Keim here, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about. Our first-round pick might not even touch the field. Now, I'm not asking for everybody to hit the panic button. Oh, no, not at all. You guys don't have to fan like I fan, and that's completely fine. That's completely fine. But I do think that we should have had a level of urgency this year to show the Rams, hey, I see your Allen Robinson. I see your Matthew Stafford. This is what we're going to do. Do you see the AFC West? The AFC West that we're going to be playing this year, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert and the Chargers, the Broncos and Russell Wilson, and the Raiders and Derek Carr, whether you like Derek Carr or not. I could honestly say right now, the NFC West is no longer the best division of all of football. This year, we're going to be playing them one time each game. The NFC West, it isn't contention. We still don't know what Trey Lance is going to be. Seattle Seahawks are going to shambles right now. We don't know what the Seattle Seahawks are going to do. So we might finish off number 2 or number 3 in a division, depending on what the San Francisco 49ers do this year. But this year should have been, how can we one-up the Rams? And like I said, we're not asking for big splash plays. We're not. But edge, huge need. What do we got? Marcus Golden, Dennis Gardeck. I like Marcus. Don't get me wrong. Junkyard Dog's the man. But is he really going to be the guy that's going to be a home wrecker, a guy that's going to be able to change the game? Maybe once every 3 or 4 games. Dennis Gardeck, probably not. Wide receiver number 2, I almost promise you we're probably going to pick up some veteran guy out there, and the Arizona Cardinal fans are going to be like, wow, great. When we had the opportunity to probably get some other wide receivers, but no, we were sitting on our hands the whole time. Let me get to my guy here, Free Matter for the Blind, with another $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for the contributions here. Thank you. He says K1 will get signed, but I don't think he should be rewarded immediately after making the organization look bad. All I see right now is Kyler Murray throwing a pick six in the playoffs. All right. I respect you, my guy, Free Matter for the Blind. Respect you. If this was the case, if I agree to an extent, like if they weren't ready to pay Kyler Murray, then they shouldn't have paid Cliff Kingsbury and they shouldn't have paid Steve Keim, in my personal opinion. Because it almost kind of seems like you're choosing them over the priority, which should be Kyler Murray. I get it. I'm still sour about the playoffs. I'm still sour about it. The way the season ended, I don't want to relive it. It was terrible to watch. And the sad thing is that a lot of fans we had hope. A lot of fans had hope. We beat them in the beginning of the year. They beat us in the second time of the year. This next time, we might have the opportunity here to beat the Los Angeles Rams at their own house. We can do it. Nope. The Arizona Cardinals get humiliated on national television. Humiliated. And another thing kind of going back to why pay those two before Kyler, to me, it's a bad look. To me, it's a bad look. Now, we still have a lot of time to pay Kyler Murray, right? We have until technically August. Now, will Kyler Murray wait until August? Probably not. And that's going to be a whole different conversation on its own right there. What is Kyler Murray going to do if the Arizona Cardinals don't decide to pay Kyler Murray before the draft, you know? Free Matter, Money Bags, Free Matter for another super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. He says, what if Kyler Murray's attitude is what destroyed the team? I've said this before. When you see a smile on his face, we win. Well, you're not wrong here either, man. You're not wrong here either. One thing I think the organization, the Arizona Cardinals, has talked to Kyler Murray is possibly making sure that all that gets fixed. Because you're right. You're right. And I think that's what they're kind of throwing into, like the leadership needs to get it better, right? That he needs to work on his leadership. We've been hearing that all offseason. That's how the Arizona Cardinals feel about Kyler Murray. They need him to work on his leadership, aka stop making Mr. Pouty face in the corner, aka start cheering up or hyping up your team on the sidelines. That's what I got out of it. That's what I got out of it. I think we're in for a little bit more drama before all this clears up. I would rather the Arizona Cardinals rip it off like a Band-Aid, pay the man. You're going to do it anyways, right? And I know it's different between June 1st to now. I understand it, right? Michael Bidwell, you're asking Michael Bidwell, the owner of the Arizona Cardinals, to shell up close up to $40+ million, if not very high $30+ million. 38, 37, 39, just depending on what the contract looks like. I get it. It's easier for us said and done. I understand it. We're not the ones shelling out that money. I understand that. But if you want to win, if you're committed to this quarterback that you got first overall, you need to make a decision. Because 4 days ago, Mr. Eric Burkhart, and I keep posting this because I want you guys to be fully aware of what I'm seeing here. 4 days ago, on March 17th, Mr. Eric Burkhart, sports agent of Kyler Murray, says this on Twitter for the world to see. #commitment. is absolutely bonkers right now. Let me get my guy Alex here real quick. Let me get my guy Alex up here right now. Usually I just post super chats up here just to kind of make sure that it's not a lot of clutter. But this is facts right here. This is facts. Alex with a very good comment. I've never seen our fan base this divided. It's realistic fans versus the over-positive fans. Keep Kyler Murray versus trade Kyler Murray. Someone in the front office needs to address what's going on. Well, that's the problem, right? The leadership. We've been told over and over and over again by multiple players that has come from this organization, not verbally told us, but by their actions, we know that this front office is not as straight edge as you think they are. They're not as button up. They're not as button up as you think they are. Examples you want? All right. David Johnson, tweet, there's a snake in the grass. Another example, Patrick Peterson. Whether you think he should have stayed, whether you think he shouldn't have stayed, he might have thought that the way that they handled the whole situation was utter crap. Another example you might ask, Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu went to an organization and accepted less money to not come here. That says a lot. That says a lot. You're right. I have never seen this fan base so separated. Never have in my life. It's so crazy to see it. The leadership needs to come from above. That's Michael Bidwell, and that's Steve Keim, making the ship right. How do you make the ship right, you ask? You got to support our franchise quarterback, right? You got him first overall for a reason. 3 years ago, you decided to make that move. Now, 3 years later, we're making a different commitment here. Come on. We need to do better. Need to do better. All right, let's keep on reading to the comments here. We got Jonathan says, get rid of the little kid. I'm assuming you mean Kyler. Well, honestly, I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm worried. Now, I don't have any inside information. I don't have it. That's not me. I'm just a fan like you guys are. I don't got any inside information. But the way that the things are trending right now, if we do have until the beginning of the draft, I almost promise you that there's going to be more news coming out about this. More news coming about the drama between Kyler Murray and the drama between the Arizona Cardinals. Something ain't right in this locker room. Something ain't right in this locker room. Something is off, man. Something is off. Let's get to my guys. It's XERO. Let's see what the guy has to say. It says, Keim and Bidwell make the organization a toxic environment, not allowing us to sign big free agents and retain talent. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. There's more up in this organization than we're actually knowing of, honestly. Whether you want to believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this front top part of this organization is a lot more sketchier than we know of. I don't put this all on Kyler Murray. Oh, no. I don't put it on Kyler Murray. Cliff Kingsbury came out and said he did not adjust when DeAndre Hopkins went down. You really figured this out when DeAndre Hopkins went down? You didn't adjust? Really? You figured this out now? What? Genius. Pay him. Give him an extension. He's smart. And this is what's absolutely crazy to me. That he got an extension with the stigma coming from the national media that Cliff Kingsbury cannot finish seasons. And what did we do? Cliff, 5-year extension. Bam. And what did we do? Steve Keim extension. Bam. What are we doing? We got here, is it Badek? Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Badek. He says, nah, I believe drama makes him take less money to sign a long-term deal. Now shape him later. Now, I believe that drama makes him less money to sign a long-term deal. Don't really know what that means. So you're saying that like the longer he waits, the less he takes because of the drama that he's making? I mean, we've seen players sit out the season. You know what I mean? Keep in mind that Kyler Murray is a millionaire. You know what that means? He's got millions of dollars in the bank with his rookie deal. Millions of dollars in the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you say Kyler Murray has a leverage or not, this guy can sit out a season and focus on his body, focus on himself. It only hurts the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray has more leverage than we think. He's got a lot of leverage. He does. Yeah, he has a contract. Yeah, he does. What, he won't get paid? He's got millions of dollars in the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Millions. Another super chat from a guy, Free Matt. Free Matt. You are funding this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Funding this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. He says, that's BS, Mike. Cliff is taking the blame like all good leaders do. So, okay. So you're saying that he took the fault of I didn't adjust because he's a good leader is what you're saying? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. He's taking the blame because he's trying to be a good leader. That or I mean, unless you really don't believe in Kyler Murray. Because that would make sense if you really don't believe in Kyler Murray. I believe in him. I think Kyler Murray is it. I think Cliff failed to adjust in the second part of the season when DeAndre Hopkins went down. That's what I cold-hearted believe. Now, yeah, you probably say that. Oh yeah, he's going to be a leader, or he was taking leadership skills because he's taking the blame, is what you're saying. And I hear what you're saying, but at the other side of the coin, why didn't you just adjust? Because the offense just looked terrible. The offense looked absolutely garbage. Like, we looked bad. It was bad. The only time we actually looked really good, like we did in the first part of the season, was when we played the Cowboys, because the Cowboys weren't that good. Newsflash. I think Kyler Murray can excel with another quarterback. I'm sorry. Wow. Let's rephrase that because that made absolutely no sense. I think Kyler Murray can excel with another head coach. I think he can. And I know there's a lot of people saying that Kyler Murray is very dependent on the scheme that Cliff Kingsbury has. Okay. You pay one person millions of dollars, you get an offensive coordinator and say, this is what I want to do. You get a young guy like Sean McVay, an up-and-coming star that's coming out here within, there's a lot of people to choose out of. You give a man $1 million, I promise you, he'll change his scheme. He'll come up with a different plays for you. Promise you. Promise you. I think Kyler Murray is it. I do. And it's a shame that we can't see Kyler Murray without Cliff Kingsbury. They're attached at the hip because we got a 5-year extension on Mr. Cliff Kingsbury now. And Kyler Murray is wanting to get paid Is he going to come back if he doesn't get paid? Who knows? Who knows? We got some people in here saying trade cut. Sheesh. Nah, I'm not about it, man. I'm not about. All we need to do as an organization is we need to fix that offensive line. A lot of people thought the offensive line was the strongest point, right? It was the strongest point on this Arizona Cardinal team was our offensive line. I think that happened, 2 years ago they said that? Garbage. Fix the offensive line, get Kyler Murray his weapons, get the players that he wants to get, and I promise you, we probably will excel. Let's get a vote here real quick right now. Let's get a vote. Who would want, just say, so either keep or trade. Put it in the comments below. I want to hear the gauge because I say, obviously, keep Kyler Murray. Obviously. You let me know in the comments right now. Free matter for the blind says, bro, we won with Colt McCoy. Cliff is good. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, man. Let me take a look at one thing here real quick. You said we won with Cliff. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Let me look at one thing here real quick. What are the games that we won with Colt McCoy? Let's take it back here real quick. What are the games that we won with Colt McCoy? The 49ers with Trey Lance, right? The Panthers. No, I'm sorry. Whoa, no, we got destroyed by the Panthers. I apologize. Let me retract that. So we beat the 49ers and we beat the Seahawks. And we got destroyed by the Panthers. Free matter, bro, we won with Colt McCoy. Cliff is good. I don't know about that one, my guy. I don't know about that one, my guy. We got destroyed by the Panthers. Now, we get destroyed by the Panthers all the time, so I'm not sure how much that weighs into it. But we beat a Trey Lance-led 49ers team on a rookie deal. And then the Seahawks going through shambles. And obviously, we know what happens now, right? Russell Wilson didn't want to be there anymore. He dipped. So we have keep, trade. Oh, we got a trade in there. Keep, Jesus Christ, keep. Kyler Murray just needs help. Keep. I don't know. That's fair. For the most part, I saw more keeps than trades. I did see a couple trades, though. Oh, keep, trade. He's young. Keep. Okay. I'm seeing a lot more keeps than trades. And that's pretty much where I will stand as well. Obviously, keep. Jonathan, what's up, Jonathan? Says, if we give into his tantrums, it will get worse down the road. I would roll with the maturity of McCoy in the day of any day of the week. Oh my goodness. This is how crazy. No. So Jonathan, respect you. You're great. You're a great guy. You come on here all the time. Definitely much respect. This is what it came down to, ladies and gentlemen, right here. And this is on the Cardinals organization right here. This right here is on the Cardinal organization for allowing this to come out. And I don't blame my guy, Jonathan. I don't blame my guy, for free matter for the blind. Sorry. I don't blame him. I don't blame you at all. Jonathan, you have all the way to feel the way that you're feeling. You have it. Free matter for the blind. You have all the way that you feel the way you feel. And this is on the Cardinal organization for allowing this to come down to this. Now, if we go with Colt McCoy, I think most fans will realize we're not going anywhere. We're not going to go anywhere with Colt McCoy, but we can probably start the rebuilding process right freaking now, because let's relive the Ryan Lindley days. Let's relive the John Skelton days, because I can almost promise you, Colt McCoy, although he will win those games, we might be mediocre, and I mean maybe 6 to 7 wins. Definitely not playoff material. But I definitely respect where you're coming from. I respect where you're coming from. Let me go to my guy, Felipe. Felipe says, K1 will not get extended because he has this year plus a 5-year option, which is plus 2 tags. I apologize. I suck at reading. So he's got a 5th-year option plus 2 tags. Last time he played, he threw 2 picks and didn't look well at all. He doesn't have much leverage. Dang. Free matter? No. Yeah, you're right. No, I got you, free matter. I know you would rather have K1. I'm right there with you. Things are getting spicy in the desert, ladies and gentlemen. And Felipe, I don't blame you for this either. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. If this is the route the Arizona Cardinals are going to take, if this right here is going to be the route the Arizona Cardinals take, say goodbye to Mr. Kyler Murray. He's going to be sitting out. I almost promise you, there's no way in heck that Kyler Murray is going through all of this with his agent if he's not willing to sit out. Another super chat. Thank you so very much, everyone. Appreciate the contributions. Thank you so very much. You guys are keeping the stream going with all these awesome stuff. Eduardo Cruz. He says, I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. Talking about Kyler Murray? You're talking about Kyler Murray? Very good rhyme. But I don't know if we're talking about the same thing here. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. I think you might be talking about Kyler. Appreciate the super chat, Eduardo. So we're here. We are here now, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. And we are split down the freaking middle. But to me, if you would ask me right now what's going on with this Cardinal organization, I could honestly. Oh, John, it's a TikTok. Oh, my bad. I'm probably one of the only few guys that don't actually. I don't TikTok. So appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. So to me, this Arizona Cardinal chose the side already, right? Comments? Let me know in the comments. How you feeling? The Arizona Cardinals chose the side. Don't you think? They chose Cliff. They chose Keim. We are in a weird situation here. And correct me if I'm wrong. So when I mean he doesn't have leverage or he has leverage, I meant like leverage in terms of making our organization not NFC West like competitors is what I meant. In terms of leverage with this contract, that's a whole different beast. I'm talking about leverage with you can either make us a 10-win team, 11-win team with Kyler Murray, or we can go with Colt McCoy. I honestly don't think Colt McCoy is going to win us any more than 6 or 7 games. And if that's the route the Arizona Cardinals are going to take, there's another first-round pick that doesn't work for us. And we extended Mr. Steve Keim. AZ Card says, if you're a Cards fan, you cannot keep on Kyler. No, I mean, everybody's got an opinion, man. Everybody's got an opinion here. And that's completely fine. You got to realize where a lot of these fans are coming from. And I understand them because I'm kind of one of those fans that I'm right there. I'm on K1 side. Personally, I want K1 to be here. I would rather the Arizona Cardinals pay him now than when the quarterback market offsets and we have to pay him a lot more. That's where I'm at. My mindset is we're better with Kyler Murray as a quarterback than we are with Colt McCoy. That's where my mindset is. I'm not down for another rebuild mode. I'm not down for another 5 to 6 years looking for a quarterback. That's where my mind is. But honestly, there's fans out here that have been fans probably longer than you and me. And they deserve to feel the way that they feel. I don't think because they're talking bad about Kyler Murray, they're not Cardinal fans. Yeah, they can still be Cardinal fans. They're Cardinal fans. They're just pissed off. They're pissed off at this organization for have been into this Arizona Cardinal state for 30 freaking plus years and have yet to prove consistency and have yet to win a Super Bowl. So I want to sit here right now and to the Twitter world and to the Facebook world and to the YouTube world saying this right here. Just because you're negative about your sports team does not make you any less of a fan because all you want to do is cheerlead. I'm going to sit here and right now and I'm going to say just because they're talking smack about Kyler does not mean they are not Cardinal fans. Me? I'm a Kyler guy. I want Kyler back. I feel like we're better with him. Let me get to my guy Jordan P coming up here with the hot takes. He says K1 is 24 and people expect him to be Mother Teresa. Let him grow and learn from his mistakes. He's young, by far the most talented quarterback in Cards history. In terms of athleticism, I agree. In terms of athleticism, like freakish athlete, yeah, I agree. I agree. Alex says Kyler's better than any QB since Kurt Warner, and that's my point too. And that is exactly my point too, ladies and gentlemen. We are better with Kyler Murray than without Kyler Murray. If you want to get rid of Kyler Murray, okay, but you better hope and pray, or you better like put yourself in the mode that we are not going to compete in 2 to 3 to 4 years until we're looking for another franchise quarterback. That's just the proof in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. That's the proof in the pudding here. We got fans that are pissed off. And they absolutely have a right to be pissed off. John, what's up, John? It sounds like my Dolphins. Well, you're not the only fan base, man. You're definitely not the only fan base feeling the way that you're feeling. We've been here since 30 plus years. Now, a lot of people don't believe me, but I'm over 30. You know, I'm 32 years old. They've been here as long as I've been born. Obviously, when I was born, I wasn't watching Arizona Cardinal football. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I was playing blocks. I was playing Legos, or at least the knockoff Legos. That's what I was doing. We are better with Kyler Murray than not with Kyler Murray. But I do agree with what you're saying. Leadership is a huge thing that needs to be fixed. Mr. Grumpy Face in the corner needs to be fixed. I agree. I agree. Don't forget that Kyler was one of the reasons why JJ Watt and some other dudes come to the desert. Yeah, that might be possible. You know, one other thing that a lot of people aren't talking about is the fact that with all this drama, and I mentioned to this probably about two streams ago, and of course, after I mentioned the fact that, hey, maybe the Arizona Cardinals aren't the destination that we all think that we are, right? Arizona Cardinal fans out there, maybe we just aren't that destination. Maybe we're not. Realistically, maybe we are freaking not. All this drama, all the uncertainty with the quarterback, why would any free agent decide to come here? To go through another rebuild? Nah. Players talk. Players talk. The Arizona Cardinals made their choice. They said, we're going with Cliff Kingsbury. They said, we are going with Mr. Steve Keim. That's who they chose. And we still have our franchise quarterback chilling, waiting. Am I getting paid? Am I not getting paid? I don't know. Another super chat coming here from Gregory. Appreciate you, Gregory. Thank you so very much for the super chat. He says, I hope we don't have this trouble when we try to re-sign D-Hop. Well, DeAndre Hopkins is actually in contract for, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, I think another 4 years or another 3 years. So D-Hop is still under contract with us for quite some time, but we know now, DeAndre Hopkins goes down, we're sitting ducks. Our wide receiving core, they ain't built for it. They ain't built for it. But yeah, we still got DeAndre Hopkins for I think 3 to 4 more years under contract at this moment because we did extend him a little earlier. I believe it was last year or the year. Yeah, I think it was last year, maybe off season or something like that. The worst time, man. Boom, Elliot. My God. And I know you've been rocking with the AZ Sports Fan for a very long time, Elliot, and I'm glad that you're actually starting to come a lot more often. I appreciate you, stopping by in these live streams because I always enjoy talking to you and I enjoy talking to Jordan P. He says, it took place at the worst possible time. I wish they could have kept this in-house. I agree. I freaking agree, ladies and gentlemen. This all drama should have been kept in-house. And who would have done that? Good leadership. Leadership would have kept this in-house. They would have said, Kyler Murray, we're going to pay you, my guy. Give me to the summer. We got you. This is it. And I get it. Verbal is nothing, right? I'm pretty sure that's what the Cardinals try to say, right? I'm pretty sure that's what the Cardinals try to do. But sports agent came out and said verbal commitments are nothing in this business. Nothing. Pen and paper. Give me the pen and paper. That's what we want. Elliot says, now we just look dysfunctional. Yeah, 100%. Uncertainty going into the 2022 season. You ask a wide receiver coming in here playing for Kyler Murray, who's your quarterback? Oh, the guy that's been talking all sorts of mess on Twitter this whole time? Yeah, that might be, level of maturity, but that also is a situation where the Arizona Cardinals should have kept that in-house. They should have kept that in-house. Kyler Murray was obviously disgruntled, right? This didn't just come out. It wasn't like, oh, all of a sudden Kyler Murray wants to get paid these last 2 weeks. No, I'm pretty sure he's been talking about with this for quite some time. Kenny says that they also leaked the letter too. Well, the letter was leaked by the sports agent. You know what I mean? It was leaked up by the sports agent. So we're kind of in that situation right now where what do we do here, right? He's young. I would ride with Kyler. You asked me right now, Mike, what do you want to do? I want to ride with Kyler. We're better with Kyler than we are without. Do I want his maturity stuff to get cleaned up? 110%. Yes, I do. 110%. I want his maturity stuff to get cleaned up. But to risk him not being our quarterback in 2022 only puts us in a worse situation. It's weird to me that we're not making any moves. It's weird to me that we're acting like we're not an 11-6 team last year and getting a line for Kyler Murray. Did you see our offensive line? Swiss freaking cheese in the playoffs. Swiss freaking cheese in the playoffs. Homer sure once Max Garcia can protect me. Yeah, Max Garcia should be gone too. Not too, but he should be gone, Max Garcia. Oh, Chris. Oh, here we go. Dropping some dimes. Everyone's saying Kyler Murray needs to develop leadership, but how about the front office not showing it either? He's obviously learning it from somewhere. Ding, ding, ding. The front office shouldn't have been extended at all. We shouldn't have extended Kyler. We shouldn't have extended Steve Keim. We shouldn't have extended Cliff Kingsbury. We shouldn't have done that at all. If I was Kyler Murray, I would say, all right. You're paying them. All right. Okay. Cool. Sports agent put a letter out. Just kidding. The letter came out before. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get where this Arizona Cardinals is coming off here saying that thinking that this is the right way to go. I don't get it. Elliot says, I hate to see Kyler go somewhere else and he would be in the Super Bowl and contend every year. Let me ask you a serious question. All 120 of you in here right now, just one word. Just one word. Yes or no. That's it. Yes or no. That's all I want. Here's my question to you. Did we set Kyler Murray up to succeed? And I mean offensively. Not defensively. He doesn't play on the defensive side of the ball. I'm talking about offensively. Did we, as a front office, set up Kyler Murray to succeed? Did we give him the wide receivers that would help him? Did we give him the offensive line that would help him? Did we give him a tight end that would help him? I think, yeah. That one, yeah. Did we set Kyler Murray up to succeed? That's what this all stands to. We say no, 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 absolutely not. We have a hell no. We have no, they failed me. No. We have Alex saying yes in a way. We have a yes there from Philly Reyna. We have no, they drafted 2 linebackers back-to-back years. We have a yes, we have a yes, we have a no. And then we have somebody say Max Garcia for some reason. Did we set up Kyler Murray in the best way to succeed? Offensive line, wide receivers, tight end, however you want to put it. Me? Nah. Super, they said they tried. Well, we all tried things, right? We all tried everything, right? We all tried things at least once. The biggest thing is to learn from your mistakes. The Frisk front office does not learn from their mistakes. That's the problem. They're too egotistical. They know better. They like picking the people in the small schools because they like to find the gems. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals gave them a solid offensive line. I think we gave them a Band-Aid line. Rodney Hudson was sweet. That was awesome. That was a steal. That was great. Anybody else that followed suit? Why we expected to get AJ Green coming in here? Or why do we expect Christian Kirk to be on the outside until AJ Green came out here? It's just a lot of different stuff that's been situated and kind of coming down to a domino effect. And Kyler Murray does not want to be used as a scapegoat. His words. We didn't give him Xbox Live Platinum. Good one. Good one. Elliot says no. Even Pugh is a liability. He's pulling. He needs pulling guards. We got my guy Alex saying they got him Hopkins, Ertz. Kyler had said he liked more too. So yeah, I think he did. Didn't somebody said that Kyler Murray on one of his Twitch streams, and I don't watch his Twitch stream. I really don't. Like I got things to do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sit watch people playing games. But somebody told me that they were actually watching Kyler Murray on one of his Twitch streams, and somebody asked him. I'm not sure. Was it Jordan P that said it? Somebody asked him about Rondo Moore, and he actually said that he never said that he wanted Rondo Moore. Who said that? Who said that? Was it Jordan P? Oh, remember that. Somebody saw Kyler Murray on a Twitch stream and told me that somebody asked him about Rondo Moore, and then Kyler said something like, no, I didn't want him. Kenny says Rondo Moore hardly played. Every draft pick of ours hardly played. Except for Marco Wilson, because we were talking about getting a cornerback for freaking 12 years straight, and we got Marco Wilson. Thankfully, he was in there as a, as a Band-Aid, but he struggled. He's a rookie. Somebody said that somebody was on a stream with Kyler Murray playing something. Somebody asked them about Rondo Moore, and then they said, no, that wasn't me. It might not have been Jordan P. It was somebody. Somebody said, I can't think of it who it was. Bro makes me dread the draft. Free matter for the blind. Moore played a lot. He also got hurt. He did get hurt. And we can't predict, we can't predict injuries. Yeah, we definitely can. But if it was from my perspective, I wouldn't have gotten more. I wouldn't have gotten more. It's nothing to do with him as a player. I wouldn't have gotten him. Jordan P. coming out with the Bengals. Bengals made the Super Bowl and seeing the O-line sucks and upgraded the whole line. Keimsar or Swiss cheese. And yeah. Gregory says that wouldn't make sense if he didn't want him. Well, I mean, he wanted CeeDee Lamb and we didn't get him. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense now, does it? I don't think anything that this front office does makes sense. But this is the biggest thing here, ladies and gentlemen. On March 17, Eric Burkhart ended up posting this here 4 days ago. 4 days ago. So I don't think we're quite there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we're quite there. Jonathan says they used Moore wrong too. They probably used Andy Isabella wrong too. Yeah, they probably did. They probably did. That's not the fault of the players, but the production isn't there. It's a terrible, sickening business where if you don't produce in the first 2 or 3 years, you can find your way out. People are already talking about Andy Isabella possibly trading him for a Hershey's bar. Give me more over Kirk, hopefully, right? Well, you got your wish now, man. Let's see what happens. All right, y'all. So let's do this. We will be opening up a roundtable. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this whole roundtable situation, but the roundtable will be opening up probably pretty soon. I'll let you guys know in the community post. If you guys are interested in doing that, obviously the channel members are going to get very first dibs to jump into the roundtable. If we don't have enough people, then it's going to be coming first come first serve with that whole situation. So we're going to end the stream right here, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you so very much. Big shout out to Alex. Big shout out to Lennon. Big shout out to Jordan P. Everybody, Lagoon Road, everybody who comes in here. Elliot, person that's been coming a lot recently. Jonathan Gonzalez. Thank you, everybody, for coming in here. Appreciate you guys for spending some time talking some Arizona Cardinals in the state that we are in right now. I think there's going to be a lot more drama coming in than we actually think pretty soon. But have a great rest of your day, everybody. Have a great night. Spend some time with your family. Have some dinner. And as always, go Cards.